Happy Tuesday and welcome. You know, since I'm off today, I'm going to talk about a show that I got requests about because I did see this show. I actually did see this show, guys. I'm not even joking. I did. The Devil's a Part-Timer review. Now, let me do this big old exposition before I get to this. So, isekai animes are every season, the 4 seasons, we're gonna get an isekai. It's usually 2 isekais per season, sometimes 3 if you're lucky. Now, every isekai is the most common thing. You get hit by a truck-kun, you go to an isekai. You get pushed by a train, you get to go to an isekai. You get killed by accident, you go to an isekai. You get stabbed, you go to an isekai. What else? What happens if you get to an isekai? How about you fell off the building, you go to an isekai. Every bit of thing you do, or better yet, you jump to a well, you go to an isekai. Everything about isekais is strictly one and done. Depending how you get to an isekai world, you're bound to have OP powers. You're bound to be trained. You're bound to have OP powers. You're bound to have a harem, and you're bound to have a dark-skinned merchant every single time. And it's not like it's canon, but it's there. And throughout your OP adventures of the isekai world, you get better and better with ease, even though you're OP. And some do, some aren't. Some are there for the comedies, and some are there for being serious and outright vicious. Which brings me to reverse isekais. Now, unlike your typical isekais, reverse isekais is when someone from their world goes to the human world of Earth. And they get to understanding the values and this and that. So we get to see that. That's what the reverse isekais. Now, there are some shows that generally, we rarely get a reverse isekai anime. We rarely get that. Shows like Gabriel Dropout, example of that one. Restaurant from Another World. The Great Jahal would be undefeated. You know, the Great Jahal, the one with the dark skin with the demon. The dark-skinned demon lord herself goes to a human world. Now she's a little kid. That one. Or Uncle from Another World. And even the classic Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid, which, by the way, is a reverse isekai. So we gotta go back to like the time when the reverse isekai. This was my first isekai anime that I've watched before these series came out. So I'm gonna get right to it with the review of The Devil is a Part-Timer, because I'm gonna get right to it. So here's the thing. This show aired in 2013. We now waited all the way towards, it took 10 years. 10 long years. Well, actually make it 11 because 2024. But I'm going to put 2023 as an example. 10 long years, a decade, and everybody's demanding another season. Devil's a Part-Timer season 2. I have a question to all the isekai fans. When are we going to get No Game, No Frickin' Life? When are we going to get No Game, No Life? I want No Game, No Life season 2. Can we get a No Game, No Life? Like, come on. But I rest my case. Anyway, back to Devil's a Part-Timer. Okay. So again, we talk about reverse isekais. This isekai is different. You got Mao is like the strongest guy around. He's the strongest OP demon lord. Facing off against the knights. Like, this is one of those classics where demon lords versus knights, humans, you know, that kind of thing. And they different languages as they go on to battle. And then one fatal mistake, and they get one withdrawal, and they ended up in the human world. And they have no place to go. There were some references they added, but again, Mao and his assistant have nowhere else to go. They booked this beat up apartment, which is just this like 1 bedroom, and they paid off the cheapest rent ever. And how did he afford it? He works at freaking McDonald's. Like, this demon lord is like, they took the brolic guy, the strongest guy in their world, and then transported him to a freaking demon world type. I mean, working at one of the fattest I'm sorry, the fastest chain in America, McDonald's. Compared to like the Burger Kings, the Popeyes, the KFC, the Taco Bells, and all that. I mean, Dunkin' Donuts and so on. McDonald's, the #1 fast food industry of all, in my eyes. But still, he working part-time now. And the thing is, working at McDonald's, well, I want to call it McDonald's. What do you call it? What, WC Donald's? I don't know. You want to call it like that? Copyright, in terms of like the one. But my point is, they working at a freaking McDonald's place, and that's what we got from. Excuse me, my laptop's activated. It's pretty like wrong. I don't know why. It's pretty acting up. I don't know what it is. Sorry about that. But back to what I was saying. You got the Mao working as a part-timer at McDonald's, and these other forces, archangels, other demons, is just interfering with his life. And he made friends, a shipping friend. I call it the ship because you got Mao and Chi. I call it Chi. That orange hair, big breasted girl, she changed a lot. She looks fantastic. I mean, everybody is comparing, everyone says that she is best girl, and I really believe that. I truly believe that. Now, here's the thing. I'm not familiar with the names. I can only give you guys 3 names that I'm familiar with, considering the fact, season 2 of that, but I can only give you 3 names I'm familiar with. So I got Mao the Demon Lord. I got Chi, who is a regular human who loves Mao, by the way, who is extremely love Mao despite being a Demon Lord. And then I'm gonna go hard knocks on this character. Bitch ass Emmy. Red hair knight, bitch ass Emmy. I cannot stand her. Like, there's mommy from Rent-A-Girlfriend. There's bitch from The Rising of the Shield Hero. Yeah, I said it, bitch ass mine. And then you got this red hair bitch named Emmy who works at some company that I forgot. Saleswoman, I can call it saleswoman. She lives in a fancy, good apartment and still trying to kill Mao. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this? Like, I get it. You want revenge? I get that. But come on, look at Mao. You really think he's on that revenge tour? He's working at McDonald's. He's having his peaceful life working in a human world, understanding how to pay rent, how to enforce stuff. He's living how Mao is living in the world how we live. Where it's like, we work part-time, we work full-time, we gotta pay our rent, we gotta pay our utilities. He is living the real human life that we are dealing with on a regular basis. Think about it. Phone bill, gas, water bills, rent, you name it. And he working at McDonald's. Like, come on. That's the average American who does that, who works and they go home pay the freaking rent. And you got Emmy that nobody don't like. Keep coming after Mao. And he thinks Mao is dangerous. He hasn't done anything bad. Now, this show is so good that, again, you got archangels and you got everybody coming after Emmy and Mao, especially Chi. Chi plays an important role despite being a human. She works her ass off. I don't think people can see that. Sure, they see her for the fan service, especially that swimsuit episode I remember where they went to the beach and then Emmy looking at Chi's boobs and then she'd get jealous. And I kind of compared to patties, like single patties, and then you got the bigger whoppers, like that. But that's that. In fact, Mao is so iconic as in The Devil's a Part-Timer that he was in a commercial real life. And I'm talking about real life commercial. Like, I remember there was a commercial at McDonald's and they show every history of the McDonald's and they show Mao there. It says, welcome to McDonald's, and he transitioned like all reverse isekais out there to be a regular human and just do what you gotta do. Now from 2013 all the way to 2023, The Devil's a Part-Timer has been one of those series that I don't think you should sleep on unless you really want to get into this. I mean, like, again, the action, the comedy is there. Season 2 wasn't as hyped as everybody thought it was, but it does get a little more attention. I mean, season 1 was there 2013, but when you go to 2023, it's not the same. It's not the same anymore. I mean, it doesn't feel like season 1 all over again. I mean, like, how do I put this? Oh, Devil's a Part-Timer is a good series for those who love isekais. And if this is your first isekai, if like this is the question for those Devil's a Part-Timer is for those who works at McDonald's and understand what he's going through. It's this show is one of those like, you know what? We always see isekai animes where the guy he or she get transported to another world and they get reincarnated or whatnot or something. But what happens if a demon lord or anybody from their world comes to our world and do some things a human would do? Kind of like I got a cheat skill in another world. The only difference is this guy is just going back and forth in other worlds. So imagine a princess and them from I got a cheat skill in another world goes to an isekai, go to the human world and experience those things. That's how I see it. But that's what the Devil's a Part-Timer is all about. Greatest demon lord of all time working at McDonald's. Can you imagine that if a great demon lord works at your place, work at Shake Shack or any other fast food? Can you imagine that? And he doesn't even use any powers. He's using his basic materials as he can to learn the fast food business. He probably want to take that back to the real world and do some things his own. Probably run his own business. We don't know. That's how I see it. But overall, though, a scale of 1 to 10 on this Devil's a Part-Timer as a whole. I'm not counting season 1. I'm not counting season 2. I'm counting as a whole. I'm gonna say probably a 7. I mean, 7 had like a few things, but it's not like it's hype as what season 1 is. But it's kind of like dropping the ball. And I don't know if they're gonna I know they're probably gonna make another Devil's a Part-Timer season 3. But as these two shows go, I think Devil's a Part-Timer again is one of those rare reverse isekai animes you have to watch, compared to like the Gabriel Dropout, Uncle from Another World, or anything of those. But if you guys want to start your first reverse isekai anime, this is a show for you, The Devil's a Part-Timer. So thank you for watching my review of The Devil's a Part-Timer anime review. Tomorrow I'm gonna talk about Gushing Over Magic Girls, which is gonna air Wednesday, so I look forward to that. Tomorrow. So I look forward to that, and I'll see you tomorrow.